Hey guys, welcome to another one of these long road trip van build McGee 9000s. Mike is coming with me. We're going to an undisclosed location in
Hogback, Kentucky.
Hogback, Kentucky. To build a van for a very deserving guy. I didn't really see myself getting into the build van game, but here we are. I'm building vans.
This is number 2.
Yeah, this is number 2. And so we're gonna drive about 10 hours to the build location, and then we're going to, put a van together. I've got some tech in the truck. We're gonna talk about it on the way. Probably see something if it catches our fancy, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this and hang in there with us. So while Mike's inside doing the do here at Dupes, I thought I'd tell you more about what we're doing. So we're trying to build a van for a guy named Vic Kinnos. Very, very deserving fellow. Kind of wacky, but he does a lot of good things and good work. And he helped out a lot last year on tour, in fact. So, he's pretty okay in my book. Be afraid, Mike is taking over.
Because I usually do stuff like this.
Whee! Oh look, rip'ems! So many rip'ems! Goodbye, nice things we had. Goodbye. In a world where 2 men drive down the road, we don't know where we are or how far it is because every GPS has a different time, a different mileage.
That's 100% true.
And a different route.
We have somehow slipped into an in-between dimension.
We are between here and there, and we don't know how long it's going to take to get there.
Because this GPS says it's 138 miles, but his GPS says it's 127 miles, and my GPS says it's 130 miles. That's, we all have the same. Oh, train cars.
Mike found trains.
Yeah. Anyway, so we don't know, and we're just kind of go with the flow.
And we're here.
Yeah, that's true.
But we want to be there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we finally made it.
We have arrived.
This is way back in here.
Ooh, a Fiero.
Way back in here.
As we bounced our way up the drive, greeted by friends one and all, we made our way ever so slowly out of the truck, laughing the whole time because we knew that we were about to have one heck of a weekend. As we went into the shop, though, there was a problem. Hiding right behind the post of the lift, we noticed that the transmission still wasn't in the van. And it turns out they've tried to fit it about 3 times. The torque converter was incorrect, so we engaged the hotline and attempted to find a replacement. And it turns out one was available for $200.
So, truck to take transmission, to put in van, to fix van, and dispose of truck. Yeah, that seems like this will work.
Ooh, how do we dispose of?
This is progressing well.
Kentucky boy right there.
So please comment below.
Do you have a ratchet strap?
Well, comment below if you have a ratchet strap.
I don't have a ratchet strap. You got a ratchet strap?
I think we got a ratchet strap.
Oh, no, they got a ratchet strap.
Oh, I think it's down here. And maybe it'll roll better now.
Well, it had hydraulics earlier. It popped right up. Oh, yeah, this is good. Mush! Mush! That car would never put that in success. Burning rubber and everything. We may have given the truck some stance. $200, Facebook Marketplace. I know what I got. I got a race truck. Why is there a tractor tire? Forklift tire. Doesn't matter. got ribs, and I'm uncomfortable.
Deciding to leave the poor little truck with its forklift tire on the lift for the time being, we retired to what appeared to be the nicest farmhouse any of us had ever seen. Thanks, Terry. Even I am overwhelmed by this. Imagine that. I am overwhelmed. Leaf is whelmed.
I want to go down the slide.
There's
Go down the slide.
There's a slide.
There's a slide.
I'll give you $1.
Dude, you don't have to give me $1, but I do.
Guys, there's a slide.
There's a slide.
To the slide, Leaf.
You see the slide?
Oh, there he goes.
Slide.
Here he goes.
That's what we want to see a grown man doing.
He's got to figure out how to get in first, I'm afraid.
He's the king of the fort.
I don't know. I'm
He can't get in.
The fort has been Fort Knoxed. And I am a terrible camera person. Hang on. Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Woo! Yeah. It looked like it really worked.
You know, we do have a child with us, so we could demonstrate that.
Was it worth it?
100%.
Everybody check this place out.
I smacked my head on
everybody
it,
else
but it was
is
still worth
videotaping.
it. Yes.
Check this place out. There's a big old... One there, one there, one there, one there.
Yeah, there's plenty of beds.
Mike, what's your reaction? Are you whelmed? I'm headed toward over.
This isn't good enough for me.
Let's take
I'm gonna need something nicer.
The next morning, rested and refreshed with a quick glance at Leaf's castle, we decided to head to the shop and try to get something done for the day.
Now, first things first, I'm not a van guy. So before we get into any of this, I'm going to bring in the independent van consultant. And the van consultant is, well, Big Mike. Big Mike loves vans. He knows everything about them. He lives in them. He breathes them. Heck, I think he's got toy Tonkas with vans. So we're going to see where he would put some of these upgrades we're talking about installing. Now, the rear view mirror camera, that obviously goes on the rear view mirror. But, you know, placement of the power inverter, where to hide the cell modem, stuff like that. I think he's the man for the job. Okay, so here today to tell us all the things is our independent van consultant, Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And if you haven't already, go check out Wandering Iron, Big Mike's channel. And he does lots of train content, oddly, but he's also a van guy.
Not lots of train content. I have like 2 train videos.
Oh,
But I do
only 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you like trains, I do trains.
He,
So,
he does trains. So
He's also an amazing cuddler.
they stayed in the cabin together last night, and I don't want to know what happened.
It was great.
5 out of 5 stars, baby. I tell you what,
Hey.
stay.
Hey. Mwah.
I'll get to stay with Mike again.
I feel like I'm in the middle of something right now, guys.
You are. You're in the middle of a big boy sandwich.
Oh boy, I'll be warm.
That's right. You will be warm. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
So Mike is going to tell us where we should put our goodies. So the first goodie we are installing is this. This is a 1,000-watt power inverter. Now, I don't expect Vic to ever pull 1,000 watts out of this, but he'll have the capacity there if he wants. And the location of this is going to be very dependent on this end, which has our plugs, USB outs, and obviously our on-off switch, which is very important so you don't, waste your battery. So I'm going to hand this to Mike. Here you go, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Mike, where would you put that?
Well,
In this luxurious van. It is luxurious,
So,
very. I'm not being sarcastic.
it's got buttons on it, switches, buttons, or whatever, and you're going to want to have some access to that. So I would want to put it somewhere where there is a lot of access. I would put it in the back, probably.
Okay, in the back. All right.
Yeah, I would put it in the back. I would face this probably towards the rear.
Okay.
This end towards the rear, so it's easy to access. You can go around,
That makes
pull the
sense.
doors open, and actually push buttons or plug things in it, or unplug things. So, yeah, that's where I would put it.
Outstanding. Okay, so we're gonna go to the back in a minute and explain that piece. So we have another goodie. We have our TP-Link cell data modem that we're going to install. This guy's going to give Vic some access to internet on the go, which everybody needs. So Mike, this little guy has to be powered by 5 volts, and there's a 5-volt out in the inverter, and we also need to position this as close to the van scanner or window as possible to get some kind of cell signal to this guy, because it's not exactly high gain, but it is high throughput. So where would you put this guy?
Okay, so we've kind of already discussed about where the power points are as far as
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yeah, we pregame.
on this side of the van, and then there's one in the back right corner of the van as well.
Yes, there is.
you know, for me, it would depend. I would want to put this somewhere where, well, in all honesty, it can really go anywhere. It's going to cover the entire footprint of the van.
It can, yeah, but
So it can
we only have so much cable we want to run
Okay.
before we have voltage
Well,
drop in the 5-volt signal.
then I would probably put it close to the inverter. Is
Yeah,
where I would
okay.
put it. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna put those in the rear essentially. So and someplace they're easy to maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm out and about editing video, I like having internet, and I also like watching YouTube. Like you guys, you're watching YouTube. So Mike, where would you put this guy?
So this one's a little more. It's a little trickier to say where I would put this, and obviously this van isn't for me. It's for another very deserving gentleman.
Yeah. But
and-
you are a van guy.
Yeah, that's true. So I would say, you know, it just depends on where you're going to put your head or lay your head down. But the problem is you can't choose a spot for this based on where you might lay, because depending on the orientation of the van, forwards, backwards, left, right, you're going to change where you're going to lay your head, obviously. So
Well, but you're gonna be on the bed back in the back.
yeah, you're going to be on the bed in the back of the back, in the back or whatever.
It's on the bed.
That's true.
And he's not a van guy. He's the van guy.
But in all honesty, we're gonna shorten the cable. We're gonna put it probably in the back right corner.
Cable.
Yeah, short cable, and
Short
we're gonna put
cable.
it in the back right corner. And then if Vic for some reason needs to relocate or whatever, as far as the computer is concerned, we'll just rely on him getting a longer cable. So I think everything needs to go in the back right corner.
Okay, so
Importantly, Mike, is that where you would want it? If this
Yeah, I think-
van was that where you would?
I think
that's what we're trying to
be
figure
the most
out.
convenient.
That's why we brought
convenient
in an
place.
independent consultant, guys.
Yeah,
a pro consultant.
Pro
consultant.
independent consultant.
yeah.
All right, last but not least, we have our donated wolf box.
And I feel like this is fairly
And I think
self-explanatory.
we know where this goes. This is a forward and rear facing camera combo that has a bunch of other features that goes on the rearview mirror. But I'm going to ask the van expert because we brought the van expert. Mike, where would you put that?
Well, I would put this where the rearview mirror is.
Is it geographically?
Geographically
Okay.
speaking, and then it has 4 cameras. Is that correct?
It has, I believe, front and rear, and I think it does side to side as well.
I would probably put the screen or the camera for this in the back. I would.
Oh,
high.
yeah. Oh, okay, so we're going to mount the rear view camera high-ish,
Yeah.
or however we can route the
It's kind of
camera.
pointing down, but part of the reason that you want to do that is you definitely want to catch. Since this is a high top, you have to be concerned about your height, and you
That
definitely want to.
that makes a lot of sense. Being a tall guy, I sympathize, yeah.
You want to catch where you might ding the back as you're backing up.
Okay.
So.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. We have the independent consultant's opinion. We're going to go to the back, explain where we're putting this, and we're going to get to work.
Yep.
Here we are at the rear of the van, and Mike is going to help us position our components. Now, we've had a little bit of a look at this, and we've kind of figured out a couple things, so I'm going to start handing things to Mike, and he's going to start putting them down, because he knows where they go, and I would just screw them to the wall. So, first things first, power inverter. This is our big ticket item. We got to hide this somewhere good, and we need some void space so that it doesn't get hit by a chair, or ran over, or moved, or whatever the case may be. So, Mike, where does this go?
Well, if it's my van, we're putting it right here.
Why is that?
So, well, the reason is because we don't want to limit, when this folds down here, we don't want to limit the amount of like storage space that's available. Yeah, well, you're fine. We don't want to limit the amount of storage space that's available underneath the seat. So, and one of the things that you definitely want to focus on is not putting anything that kind of gets in the way of this space between the legs.
Right.
Basically. So we put this on the outside. That's a more limited storage space. Smaller items are going to go
Makes a
there.
lot of sense. It does.
There. So we're not going to crush this.
Yeah, and so that actually brings us to our cell modem. So originally I was thinking to hide this somewhere where it wouldn't be seen. But I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to flush mount this on top of the cabinet here, and there's 2 reasons for it. Reason the first, this guy may need some maintenance every now and again. This thing takes a SIM card in order to have LTE data, but it also has the Ethernet port we already talked about. So Mike, where would you think we should flush mount this so it's easy access from the bed when it's folded down?
All right. So easy access from the bed, real easy. Just put it right here on the counter next to the bed. I mean, honestly, you're going to be able to get to it. You're going to be able to lay the bed down. You're going to be able to work on it. I mean,
That's fair enough. I mean, we're going to double-sided sticky tape it in there. It's going to be very affixed.
yes.
No, I'm kidding. We'll actually mount it well.
With Velcro. So you can take it off.
So the last thing I want to talk about, and I didn't in the previous talk, was this guy. We got Vic 15 gigabytes for 90 days worth of data to get him started. Now, he will need a data SIM after that, and they are very cheap to acquire. this guy will get him going as soon as it's activated. So we're going to add this to our cell modem. We'll have internet, we'll have power, everybody's happy. But we have bonus nachos. We found goodies, and I'm going to bring you in here and talk about it. Okay, here's our bonus nachos. We found the auxiliary fuse panel behind this very nice carpeted door that's nicely labeled. And these kind of panels are very common on custom vans. When you get a custom kit in, they would normally route things to a PDP kind of like this with an auxiliary fuse panel to power all your goodies, you know, your TVs, your lights and switches and all this kind of stuff. Now, what our goal in life is going to be is to tie our inverter into one of these circuits here so it's powered off of mains, but to position our inverter, like our independent consultant said, right there, so that we can access this easily from the rear, and this switch becomes our on-off for our house. So this would power AC, anything that we wanted, power strips and whatnot, and it will power our internet right up there. So we're going to get into this, see what we can find, and I'll bring you back in when we are ready to talk and go through the because we got to do the Okay, I lost patience, but the clutch is set for 1. Here we go. And reverse. Aha, got it. Look at these skills. Guys, I want you to get in here and look at this fine craftsmanship. So the idea of this conversion was to make this van really livable. And they did that, but if you look right... If you look right down here, it's literally just a 1x4 box. Like they covered it in carpet and bolted it in here. That works. So as near as I can tell, half these circuits are wired up in parallel. So we're going to pull this fuse panel off and see what the wiring looks like behind it. I don't want to put this inverter in on a circuit that is already really occupied. If I have to, I'll go direct to battery with it, but I wanted to try to ideally use the fuse panel back here to keep the installation as clean as possible. All right, this is working out very well, guys. So I was able to find a pin in the PDP that actually isn't used. And then underneath the seat down here is where I think I'm going to type my ground point, because that seat bolt goes all the way through naturally. So I'm going to ground there. We're going to run our power up here, set our inverter. This gauge wire should be plenty to feed this little guy. And then we're going to start buckling this back up. This is a lot easier install than I actually was originally anticipating. Okay guys, some time has passed. We have our inverter wired up. We have our excess tied up. We're about to put our fuse panel back together. We have our router combo installed and an LED panel. I mean, look at this. So Vic's going to be able to tell anybody running beside him all about if he's upset, which I find kind of cool. And the absolute best thing is that Vic... This is all for you, buddy, and you can do it from your phone. So you can actually put, images and stuff on this. It's kind of got about the resolution of a stadium marquee. So it's not going to be HD, but it will do what you need it to do, and it should be fun. It is alive. It moves. The transmission does transmission things. Jim's over here manning the blood stick. It appears to have blood, allegedly.
We don't call it a blood stick, we call it the real term.
But yeah, she looks pretty okay. Appears to be even happier. I think that they've just ground about 1/8 of an inch off the parking crawl. That's what I think. All right, look who showed up and put in work. Gunther from Gunther's Garagery. is making noise. Now, are those torqued to spec?
Not yet. I'm gonna get a breaker bar and I'll torque them to
Oh.
Gunter spec.
Perfect, perfect. How many Uggaduggas is that?
It's about 57 Gunters.
Perfect.
Guten tight.
This is the kind of awesomeness we have on these builds. We got Jared from Classic Vehicle Search and Rescue putting in a reverse camera and doing a fantastic job at it. He's got it through the rubber grommet, past the tight bit, around the bend, into the ferrule, and complete. Jared, thank you for all you do. Your titles are amazing. And definitely if you need a classic vehicle restored, anything 30 years and over, Jared is your man. Link in the description. All right, then. We finally made it. Check this out. So, inside of our van for Vic, we have our lovely power inverter. We have our cables tucked up nicely using the factory clip because factory. And I didn't want these USB outs to be completely permanent in case he wanted to use power off this for something else. So I left them a little bit of slack so he could unplug them. But these USB power our cell modem and our LED panel over there. And in addition to bonus nachos, we have a reverse camera precariously installed up there. And if you can see, way over there, right under Terry's head, is a wolf box. And that wolf box allows for rear view camera and front view camera. Those cables up there are going to be tidied up here in just a second once these guys are done. And then I think we're ready to have a party. This is really cool, guys. It's really come together quickly. And, you know, it turns out that we can do some things if we put our heads to it. It also turns out that, you know, if we build vans with experience, it goes pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? See, on my channel, we provide the supplies, and then we Tom Sawyer people into doing the actual work.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
If it looks better, I'm all about it.
Oh, it looks so much better. That was driving me absolutely batty. And see, as promised, we are cleaning it up. This is the one and only K-Rolla. Look at this thing. I have not seen it up close yet. This is my first time. Mr. Jim.
The things a guy will do to avoid some rain, right?
Mr. Jim Drury, welcome to the party. Look at this thing. I love it. Love it. Look, it's even got, look right here. I'll let Jim get out the way. Look at this. It's even got the Toyota label still on the steering wheel, Toyota cup holders, everything else, but come out here. Square body. Still got to hit the hood. That tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, and a water baffle. As you do. And a 16-valve Toyota. Look at that. Huh. And now, didn't you take this to see if you could have it oil serviced?
Yeah, at the Toyota dealership?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good times. It's got a recall. Airbag. Who knew?
Airbag. Who knew?
You know what the difference, John, is between me and Mike and most guys?
What's that?
We make this shit look good.
Yeah, this is classy right now. Look at this. It's going to emerge from its cocoon.
Leaf is going. You can hear and
All right,
dude, jump in.
Okay, filming?
Yeah, filming.
Filming.
You guys filming inside?
Filming. We have the backup.
All our hard work over this weekend comes down to this. Will the van go into reverse? Do it again, Terry. We need two for good luck. Where's your shillelagh? We need the Irish too.
No. Oh, we're doing something.
Oh, it moves.
Don't wreck it. You guys have been waiting to see this.
Here it goes.
It's moving.
Majestically from the shop. Feeling. This is the risky bit because Terry bled the brakes.
Oh, I wouldn't trust it for nothing. I wanted to re-bleed them. Look at this view. Look at this view.
It's a giant white whale.
Reverse now.
Hey, it backs up now. We have a little gravity assist.
Ish.
Reach out there if you need them. Yeah, I know what it's, I know what the stop.
Hey, does anybody have a ratchet strap?
I got 2 of them.
Well,
Where's Jim
there
Drury?
you go. The van is going on its maiden
Jim,
voyage.
follow them in case they
Wish
have
us
issues,
luck.
please.
We still got some
Yeah.
things we
There
can
goes
do.
the van. So much work. But our official chase car, the K-Rolla, is launching now. I'll cut you up. Toyota Camry.
Yeah,
Same.
I'm not a little car guy.
Zoom! The van has returned, and
Smile on his face.
We have some pictures.
oh, he's got some grins.
Pictures of you taking pictures.
I saw Pictureception.
Yeah. It drives good. It shifts great. Need to do a cleaner adjust on the rear brakes. Actually, no, when we got done, I think it cleaned. It's like
We cleaned those already.
well, it was like a little residual grease that come to start right before time.
yeah.
Started.
does have to be
And okay.
So this is the cool stuff you can do with the app. You can, send some folks some interesting messages. I mean, we got the I'm too hot for this. We can tell somebody we like them. We can go through and match this to their audio rhythm. And, we can even when Jim walks up, do this. We can draw a heart for Jim, I think.
Please.
I'm working on it. It's a slow heart, unfortunately. Slow heart.
Your heart doesn't beat that hard.
It's a slow burn, but look at this. I'm right here for you, buddy.
Can I get a hug?
Oh, sure. Come here.
Appreciate each and every person here. There's got to be, behind the cameras, there's probably 25, 30 people here. And everybody here is here for one reason. And that reason is a friend of mine, and some of y'all know him, and most of these people back here do know who I'm talking about. The guy's name's Vic Timbus. Victor's been a real good guy for me, and we're all here for him. So I'm honored to know a lot of guys from a lot of places in the United States. And these guys, I gave them one call, text, and they're like, yep, I'm coming. I'll be there. I'm gonna help. And you just don't find that as much as you'd like to. Some of them didn't think they were gonna make it here. Some of them helped and couldn't be here. But the point is, they all decided to come together and make a great event. And we had a lot of fun. And I'm gonna start right over here. Jim Drury, our blessed shed, he had no hesitation. First thing he said, I'm in. I'm in. Kai Harwood, I called him. He's not a YouTuber. He's just an old country boy like me. And he's like, yep, I'll come from Oklahoma. I don't care. So he did. He drove in from Oklahoma and asked what he could do to help. And he's pitched in, and this thing needed a transmission. Kai was all about it. He said, let's do it. John, he's our tech guy. Toss a coin to your tech guy if you haven't been on YouTube, head that way, because you'll learn a lot of stuff. And I'm just not smart enough to learn it, but I like watching him and talking to him because he does teach me every single time. Going to the back, you're not getting out of this Leaf. Leaf's not a YouTuber either, but he might as well be because he's been in a lot of videos because he's been, you see his feet most of the time because he's under a vehicle. So you're gonna see him in the video, but pay attention to his shoes because that's all you're gonna see because he's under a vehicle working most of the time. Gunther, he's the guy that nobody thought was gonna make it, and he is our cook. He said, I'm coming, I'm gonna cook for you guys. And boy, did he. He's gonna do a great big breakfast for us in the morning before everybody gets out of here, except for Jim Anderson. He's gonna skate out and not get fed, but that's all right.
He did send some bacon home with me.
Okay, good.
We're good.
Big Mike, I don't know what to say about Big Mike. Mike was like, yes, I'm coming. And John was a little hesitant about coming only because of the drive after working. And he calls Big Mike, and Big Mike says, yep, I'll be your co-driver, I don't mind. Wandering Iron, y'all go check him out. He does so many different things on his channel that I can't pinpoint what, but he does love trains. So you're gonna see some train videos there. Jim Anderson, the inevitable Jim. Everybody give it up for Jim because he made a pretty good trek from Iowa. And he's a great big YouTuber, and I believe his heart is bigger than his YouTube channel because anything that I needed, he was like, yeah, of course, why not? Why wouldn't we do it? And you just got to understand the brass of Jim. And he's extremely lucky that he has a great wife that loves all of us, and she's super great. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me. It's
Justin, old junk and a dog, y'all. Justin's been down to my house 3-4 times, something like that. I call him and say, hey, I'm having some problems. Great mechanic. Did I mention that the transmission in his vehicle went out? But that has nothing to do with the mechanic. But no, seriously, great mechanic, great friend, will help anybody. If anybody that's watching these videos right now, if you're going on poverty tour, all of these guys will be on poverty tour. You need to meet up with each and every one of them because they're great people. They're going to take the time. If you're on the side of the road, somebody in this group is going to be under your vehicle, on top of your vehicle, pushing your vehicle, laughing at your vehicle, something, probably me. But
I'll be the one laughing usually. So.
My buddy Vic is supposed to be here any minute, so I'm kind of taking up some time.
Hey, what about JT?
I'm getting to JT. JT's special in my heart.
Thank you.
I'm getting to JT. You know, you save the best for last, in my opinion. And here's why, because I'll go ahead and do that because you said that. JT started coming around us based off of my daughter hanging out with a group of people. And JT came to work for me, and JT is a lot smarter and a lot brighter and a lot better person than he gives himself credit for. I see so much potential in him. He's been with me 7 years. He's not JT, he's my son. And I am proud of him far beyond what he can even think. He is the greatest guy.
We got Chad in there.
And
we'll raise the garage door so you
okay, I'm going to turn Chad around so you can see the crowd.
Chad is in the house. Chad Scott, Whiskey Gas Garage, y'all. Finally made it with us. He couldn't come because of some family stuff, but what are we doing?
I think it was Justin.
Did he pull in?
No, right here, Justin. I think you mentioned Jared.
No, it's Jared.
Yeah.
Jared's our title guy.
Okay, yeah.
Chad, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right.
Jared, come up here for a second.
Oh.
You didn't know he was coming, Chad.
I had no idea.
Meet Jared.
Hey, how you doing? He's a handsome fella anyway.
Well, we kind of look a lot alike, don't we?
But yeah, I'm a good liar.
Gunther's in the back here too, just so you know. He did make it.
Oh, and you guys did get to eat.
You darn right we did, buddy. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. JT, have we got a notice?
We have not got a notice yet.
Okay. When he comes in, I'm just going to walk through it real quick so everybody knows.
You got the title and everything?
I've got the title. It's notarized from the courthouse. I have a bill of sale with it.
Do you have it written out his name correctly? Because I tell you, I've been noticing stuff, Terry.
Come here.
I've been noticing
Look
something.
yourself.
Yeah.
Jim, sometimes you don't trust me on stuff.
Because I've been looking at this the whole time I've been here. And I tell you what, you take this,
Yeah?
and it goes like this, and this.
You're spelling it wrong.
I don't know. I think it goes like this. I see this.
Well, you spell different than I do, but I like the way you spell because I see Mike's van is a little different than what we had. This is the title, this is the keys, and that's Big Mike right there. And
That's
he deserves every bit of this. That's
This is your
that
van,
is
Mike.
Vic. Keys, buddy.
That's your man, big dog. We all built this for you.
It's all yours, buddy.
This is my van?
That's your van.
I'm driving this home?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
I am not joking.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm gonna be Billy Mays right here because, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
I have a awesome remote for you, and I want you to go check the driver's seat.
What?
Hang on.
What?
You know, I don't want you to get overloaded. Just a second. If you're going to check the driver's seat, you need to have the right equipment to do
Oh, that's
that.
actually true.
You do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Take your mic off for just a second.
Okay.
Because you really have to have this for that.
You guys. Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Terry, come get your phone.
That is it. There it is. Let's see it. Yeah.
You good, Chad?
Why?
Come around.
All right.
Where
Where are you to go?
Open the door, dude. Go set the van.
There might be something blocking you there.
Hey, look in the seat. What you got there?
What's in the seat?
What's in the
What's in the seat?
A gaming computer?
You gotta show everybody.
You gotta bring it out here, dude.
Guys, was not expecting this. So a new computer? A new computer?
Yes.
That is a Asus TUF gaming laptop. It's 15 inches wide. It's got an NVIDIA GPU, a hot AMD processor, and you ought to be able to edit any video and stream whatever you want on that.
Even if you don't understand it, he means every word of it.
Oh, it's got all the unicorn barf too.
I'm like floored. I did not see this coming. Like, seriously. I did not see this coming, and I'm really good at seeing things coming. You guys had, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
So we were out test driving it, and I said, Mike, man, how hard is it gonna be to give this up? I don't know. He said, I might have to kick Vic's ass and take it. I thought that's gonna be an interesting
my
fight.
God.
Yeah.
So there's no Vic?
There's no Vic.
Oh my God.
You said earlier, you are big.
Come back
Right,
here.
yeah.
Stand here with
Yeah.
me, okay? 'Cause I want to
Right,
say
right here,
something.
Mike.
I got something else to say.
We did that in this
You just did that? You did that on purpose?
It's an anagram, Mike.
Wow. That's insane.
It was right in front of you.
Every
all the time.
single person in this room, Vic Cannabis is real.
Uh-huh.
Because every single person in this room has been Vic Cannabis at one time.
Okay.
Somebody that maybe just needed just a little bit of help. Somebody that was just a little bit that didn't have what they needed at the moment. Somebody that had the biggest heart in the world, but yet they needed somebody to notice that big heart. You got a heart as big as you are, my friend, and we love you. We do.
And there's one more gift. I'm handing you $300 cash to cover your travel expenses going home.
Wow. It might not be enough with
There's-
gas prices the way they are.
That's all right. I got
There's
you.
going to be a total that I'm aware of. You just did three.
$300.
There's
I'm
gonna be a
giving
total.
$300 travel cash.
It'll be total of $1,200 because we want to help you get your title and license done.
I can't believe this.
God dang straight.
You-
Even 1,500.
I hate all of you. Just so you know, like, how dare you trick me like that? Okay, how dare you give me a van this nice? Okay, and then like, no, no, I'm leaving. Oh my God.
This is what happens when you're a good person. Well, my dad always told us what goes around comes around.
Yeah,
It's
That's right.
coming around.
That's
I
right.
That's
appreciate
it. That's it.
I appreciate
That's
it.
it.
I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
One
Thank you.
more thing.
Okay.
It's not a free van.
Okay.
At some point, everybody here is doing exactly what I said. They're paying it forward. Think about that. I want you to pay it forward someday. That's all. Anyone. When I was talking to them, I said, it's not a free van. It's let's get him something that he can do with, and then he can pay it forward. And he goes, yep, that's way. Because Mike's not going to take something just free.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to take something because there's a cost to it. That's your cost, buddy.
Now you got a van, you got a computer, you can make videos, you can entertain people. You can
That's
show
right.
people
Give it
what's going on.
back.
Give it back through your spirit, creativity, and sharing. Not necessarily giving the van. It's what just we want to supply you something so you can join us on Poverty Tour, make your videos, and share your experiences with all of us.
Okay.
That's
I
what
will
you
do
got.
that.
That's it.
So, I
Now
appreciate it.
get in your van so we get some pictures, man.
Yeah, you gotta try it on for size.
I wouldn't let you drive it on the test drive because
Golly.
you gotta be your first drive afterwards.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Good Lord.
Try my best to get you the best.
All right, that's the gift for Mike, and you've all seen it. So we're let it sink in a little bit, and we'll be back and wrap this up.
That's it. Mike's got a van.
Hey, everybody.
I can't turn it on right now. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And there you go, folks. From the beautiful hills of Kentucky, we did something nice for a deserving individual, a friend to me and everybody here. And I don't think anybody deserved this more than Mike. And I gotta tell you, as soon as Terry called me about this, I immediately jumped all over it and started plotting how to get Mike here without him knowing. So, Mike, if you're watching this, or anybody else, kindness is free. Tech is awesome. We saw it put it in the van. And doing stuff for other people is priceless. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Now that's what I call a view. I'm not talking about the hills. I'm talking about the Poverty Bago.